Hello, everyone. What's going on? It's Camille Prosperity out of Pooler, Georgia. I don't know. Let me see here. Am I live? I got a weird error message before I started this broadcast. So let me check out something right quick, y'all. And as you come in, as always, just tell me where you are watching from. It looks like I'm live. I don't know. But yeah, tell me. Okay, cool. Tell me where you're watching from, regardless of whether you are in real time or a replay viewer. This is just a general talking head broadcast, and I'll tell you what brought it about. So I was gonna take my son someplace fun because we need to get out of the house, and there's a lot of back to school stuff going on. So here I am, proud of myself because I'm like, okay, great, we're somewhat on time. And hey Byron, you're from Charlotte, beautiful place. Um, Kiana. Hey, Kiana. Hey, hun. I just popped on really quick. Yeah, I hope to not be on here long, but this is a very, very important message that I hope makes people think. Um, so I think I'm doing well. First of all, I'm awake. Y'all know I'm not. I'm more of a night owl. So first of all, I'm awake. I take my shower, and I'm like, son, let's go. So we go to the car. We're so happy, and I go to crank the key, and dead as a doornail, like dead. No sound, no lights, no nothing. Fortunately, my big brother from New York was on the phone, so he's walking me through what to do. My portable charger has no charge, so I need to put on my Google Calendar to check that charge every 3 months. Long story short, we're back in the house. We are back in the house waiting on the charger to charge. And hey, Denise, what's going on? How have you been? Um, so yeah, we're back in the house waiting on the charge to charge. Hopefully it'll have enough of a charge to jump my car so that I can still make it to the event in time, because I have an only child. He has really no kids his age to really play with. So I hope I can make this event. And as I was doing this and just go getting my hands dirty, going under the hood and listening to my big bro in New York walk me through what to do, because I don't do it often enough to really remember. So sometimes I have to look up a YouTube video whenever this happens. But I was just thinking, and I was watching all the people who passed me by, and only one group of people were like, "Do you need some help?" And I could tell it was a family that was going somewhere, and I didn't want to hold them up. So I said, no, I said, it really means a lot that you even ask. It really means a lot that you even ask, but it's fine. Go ahead. Once I get the charge on this charger, I'll be fine. So they left. Okay, cool. Now, Carlton, what's going on? Hello, everyone. South Louisiana. I love Louisiana. I love Louisiana. So, Wall Street Trapper, I think recently went there, right? Did you go, Carlton? Did you go to his event? So yeah, that family goes, and we're sitting here in the house, and I'm talking to my big brother on the phone, and he was just talking about, we both were talking about how hard it is right now. The Fed, Jerome Powell, if y'all don't know who that is, please look him up. I want black people to know these names, like other communities know these names. Jerome Powell, believe it or not, with a black name, he's a white guy. Yes, that's somebody's like, that's racist. Okay, whatever. I'm talking to y'all like how I talk at my kitchen table. Okay, I don't know no white guy named Jerome, except for Jerome Powell. All right. So yeah, they just raised the rates again. And this is the highest that it's been in a very long time. So things are getting tighter, y'all. And as I was talking to my big brother, oh, Carlton, you were out of town. No, was out of town working. Oh man, I'm trying to go to the Atlanta event with Wall Street Trapper. I really love what he's doing for the community. But yeah, I was talking to my brother about that, and this is a brother who's not blood, but you guys do know, if you live long enough, you know you're going to meet some people that you didn't know last year, and you're going to be closer to them than people who have the same blood running through your veins at times, right? Family a lot of times has nothing to do with the DNA, right? So I'm talking to my brother, and I told him, I said, there, as we're talking about how hard things are, and he was saying people need help, and this is a man who is not celebrated enough. This is a man that people don't talk about. This is a man who helps the youth and talks about how parents sometimes come to drop off their kids. Hi. This is a man who is prevalent in the community and who sacrifices himself on a daily basis for the kids. This is a man who does right by his kids, even though they're wrong. This is a man that and these men do exist. These men do exist. I thank God I have quite a few males in my life that are just good, solid men. Because if I didn't, I would buy into the lie that all men are dogs or all men are this and all this divisive crap that's keeping our community down. Trust me, nobody has to do anything to us anymore because we do it ourselves. We are so good at doing it ourselves. Hey, Angela, what's going on? Angela Cohen. I'm surprised y'all even came in. I feel so honored that y'all are spending a little bit of time with me. You San Antonio, Texas? I love Texas too. Y'all be eating good just like New Orleans. Okay, I digress. But my brother is talking and he's saying people need help. And I said, they absolutely do. And I told him, I said, there is a story, and it was on the Shade Room a while back. And I told him, I said, I think about this story at least once a week. And some weeks I think about this young lady at least once a week. And some weeks I think about her daily. So this is the story. Yeah, it was November. See, I didn't even know it was that long. It's this young mother, 27, who was behind on her rent and bills as she struggled with the cost of living, took her 3-year-old daughter by the hand and walked in front of a train. And I'm going to show y'all the picture. This is the picture in this story, like once a week. In some weeks, I think about her multiple times during the day because it really is the truth. Hold on one second. Anyway, yeah, I think about this all the time. I see her face. It haunts me because I remember when this came out on social media and on the Shade Room, and people were like, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. And I said, what does that have to do with anything? And then I said, you know what? We're in the 2020s, Kim. People really think that your beauty, if you're a girl, like people have the reason why people were commenting, she's so beautiful, is in their minds, they really thought she had no reason to do this. Women who were like, she's so beautiful, they were thinking in their minds, why she don't have a man to pay for all this stuff? She shouldn't be struggling. She's so beautiful, she could attract a guy to pay, because that's the only reason they would say that, right? Because we all know that beauty does not pay the bills. But there's this narrative out there that all single moms are getting government assistance and have a boyfriend for each and every luxury they want or need. I saw this meme and it was disgusting to me. And it was like a single mom and it had a line of guys, and it was like one for her nails, one for her hair, one for food, one for going out, one for, vitamin D, one for this one. It was disgusting. No. You don't know what vitamin D means, do you? You don't know what vitamin D means. Okay, we'll talk about it later. But it was disgusting to me because the single moms that I know are nothing like that. I don't know too many women. I don't know too many single parents, period, who are living it up, who have just an abundance of money because they living off the system and they got all these men paying for them. However, I know a lot of single parents who every time they ask anybody for anything, the person is like, what you gonna do for me? Or they don't want to be bothered. I know a lot of single parents, like if it's even if it's a single man, believe it or not, I know single men who are raising their children alone. No, the mother's nowhere in the picture. Doesn't pay child support, not involved in the kids' lives. So this thing goes both ways. Trust and believe. But I know a lot of single men who are raising their children, and it's hard for them to find a partner because the woman is like, I'm not trying to be an automatic stepmother, and the mother not in their life. That means we never get a break. A woman is thinking, does he really like me, or is he just looking for a mother of his kids? So they just like, forget it. I'll just wait till my kids are grown and we'll see what happens then. Right? So this floats both ways. I know a lot of single mothers who, do y'all know how poor you have to be to get government assistance? And the funny thing is, a lot of people who will say things like, why she just didn't go here? Why she just didn't go there? They've never been those places. They have no idea how much paperwork, how scrutinized your life is, how broke you have to be. It is crazy to me that you can get government assistance. Like there are some single parents, right? And because the biological parent is not doing anything, they may be entitled to government assistance. Did y'all know though that just like if you're on unemployment, right? If you're on unemployment, it's so funny because people be like, why you just don't go get a job, do anything? Well, let me ask you this. This is basic math, okay? If my unemployment, let's say it's $300 a week. I don't know. Let's say it's $300 a week. That's not a lot of money to begin with. However, if the deal is you're going to pay me $300 a week until I find another job, and in the interim, if I get any work, so if I get a part-time job making $100 a week, then you're going to deduct that $100 a week from my unemployment? So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You mean to tell me I can get $300 a week doing nothing until I find the right thing to do that will pay me fairly, or I can get $300 a week, $200 from unemployment, and $100 going out there working 2 to 3 days for $10 an hour, or whatever the case may be? Well, then why would I make the choice to take a part-time job? It's not putting me any further ahead. It's actually putting me behind. Because if anybody knows what it is like looking for a job is a job. So it's not that people who are on unemployment and not working on top of that, it's not that they're lazy. They're actually really smart because the math ain't mathing. Why would I go out there and work knowing that whatever I work for, you're just going to deduct that amount from what you're already giving me, and I'm right back in the same exact place? Likewise with government assistance, and I was married for 13 years. I don't know how this stuff worked. My mom was a single mom, but we weren't on government assistance that I know of. So I don't come from a family that's like, here's how you get it, girl. I don't know this stuff. So when I speak to people, because now I speak to a lot of people from all walks of life in all types of situations. So when I speak to people and they break it down to me how this stuff works, my mind is blown, right? So just like with the unemployment situation, if you are getting government assistance and the other parent is doing nothing, so then you go get government assistance because now you qualify, then magically the other parent does something, or you make them do something because you see them out here balling. They balling because they got money to blow because they ain't spending it on their kid. So now you like, okay, well, great. Let me take you to court since you're not going to do right on your own. Because I will tell y'all right now, I know some guys who are not on child support. You know why? Because they have no need to be on child support. They've always done right by their children and the mother of their child, and there's no need to get the man involved. It's crazy to me that anybody would think that somebody would want to do that. Nobody in their right mind wants to go through the court system. And it might be somebody out there like, you don't know my baby mama. Well, in this case, I'm going to do like how the red pill guys do us. You chose her. You chose her because the key words here is no, in their right mind. Nobody in their right mind wants to do that. But there are some vindictive people. There are, I give you that. There are some people with a bad mind. And sometimes you don't know the person that you chose. I didn't know the person I chose. Some people will never know who they married until they divorce them. And sometimes having a kid does change things for other people. You may have had the perfect boyfriend, the perfect girlfriend. Y'all had a kid, and now things are totally different, and you don't know this person, right? So it's not always a, well, you picked them situation, because I know a lot of really, really good guys who had a really, really good relationship, and the other person just went crazy. But anyway, going back to this. So it's funny because people will say things like, why wasn't she on government assistance? Or why she just didn't ask for help? How do you know that people didn't ask for help? And I present to you, why do people have to ask for help? It is crazy to me how we are so connected and disconnected nowadays. Do you know how many times I struggle with stuff and nobody asks me, you need any help? You need any help? Do you know how many single parents don't want, like, where are the villages is my point. Okay? Where are the villages? Do you know how many single parents, not single moms, not, because they are, I'm including the single fathers. Do you know how many single parents have married friends that could help them but don't help them, because in the event that it's a single mom, then the wife, like, say you know a single mom at the church, right? It might be a married couple that could help that single mom or that single father, right? But in the case of a single father, then the husband doesn't want to be involved because he don't want his wife to be attracted to the single father, or vice versa. They just don't want to be involved. Do you know how many single people have this stigma on them? Single father, single mother. And the narrative, again, they don't have to do anything to divide our community anymore, because we do it inside. We do it from the inside. And social media is something that I both love and hate. It's connected me to so many wonderful people like y'all. However, it has been so disgusting lately. It's gotten so disgusting, which is why I have not been as visible. And I've paid the price, literally and figuratively, for that. I have paid the price. My money has gone backwards. A lot of stuff has gone backwards in my life, because social media is how I support me and my son. But I saw so many toxic things on social media that it was messing with my head. So then I get off social media, and now it's messing with my dang on bread. It's crazy. It's crazy. But when I say, where are the villages? It used to be like Boys and Girls Club. That used to be a place where kids could go. It used to be like Big Brothers of America. It used to be freaking neighbors, church members, people in your community that you could run to, that you could say, hey, can my son go out there and work in the yard with your husband so that he can be around a man and have some hard labor? Now where are these people? That's why my son's friends, if he tells me, if I hear a name come up too many times, I want to know, who is this child? I want to get to know that child. I want to get to know their parents, because you're around my child and you're affecting my child. And it should be a village. It should be a community. I appreciated when I had the money to put my son in karate. I appreciated the karate guy, because he really took an interest in my have help. And by the way, that was a white man. And I appreciated it, because there were times that I had to take him up on that offer, and my son was acting out in school for various reasons, and I needed some help. And I'm just going to tell you, to all the people who are like, I'm mama and daddy, impossible. Impossible, because I see that my son will respond to the bass in a man's voice, even if he's a complete stranger, that he responds to my voice.
If you were finna die, I would not do that.
Oh, if I have to be about to die?
No, you just made it sound over.
But what if I'm crying? I have cried, I have begged, I have pleaded, I've done soft parenting, I've done rationalization, I've done psychology, I've done all of the things.
Who was that? Who was the psychologist?
I've tried not to bust your head to the white meat, all of the things.
Nah, I know where you got that from. Got that from Bernie Mac. I know where you got that from.
Yes, because we watch Bernie Mac. Can you tell me what the charger is at, please? I think my internet is acting up. What did Carl to say? He said, amen to that. I was on child support. I'm off now. I paid $705 a month for support her when she, huh? It's at 50%?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a red light on 50. It's kind of like flashing a little bit.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Amen to that. I was on child support. I'm off now. I paid $705 a month. Wow, for one child. She's 21 now, and you still support her when she and I still support when she needs me. The people, I'm not even talking to y'all. Y'all not even the culprits I'm talking about. That's the crazy thing. The main thing here, look here. Now, somebody's going to say $705 a month. That's a lot of money. It is and it isn't. It just depends. I wish, I'm gonna be honest. I wish you and the child's mother could have worked it out to where you weren't on child support. But I don't know the dynamics of your situation, so I am not judging whatsoever. But the main thing that I'm happy about is that you said she's now 21 and she still needs you. She still needs you. She still needs, absolutely. And especially in this economy, y'all, where it's not good enough just for you to be a hard worker. It used to be you could be a hard worker and earn a decent wage to support you and your family. No longer. You're seeing more and more kids return back home or never leave home or return with a child or return with a child and a husband or return with a child and a husband and a wife. You're seeing in our communities, in other cultures, you don't leave that house until you are financially prepared to leave and never come back. And the community, you're staying in the home, right? I remember I had an Indian friend in college, and I also had a Spanish friend. Her mom was Cuban, her dad was Mexican. At the bottom of her, with my Spanish friend, at the bottom of her house, it was a freaking apartment down there. Her dad was a real man. He did construction. He was a pastor of a church. He did everything. He outfitted that downstairs. I think she had like 2 bedrooms, a bar, a living room, a bathroom. Like her downstairs literally was the size of my apartment now. And she stayed in that house until she got married. And she didn't stay in that house like how some black folks do. Okay, but I remember when I was in high school having a boyfriend, and the minute he graduated high school, the minute he walked across that stage, when he graduated high school to when he went to college, his mom, the minute he graduated high school, his mom told him, you now have to pay a percentage of the rent. Now, I'm not judging, but I'm judging. I was like, what? It's only 3 months. Yes, she was a single mom of 3 boys. She needed help. And it's not easy, but dang, I am busting my behind because This world right now is crazy. And I don't know what it's going to be like in another few years when my son is deemed legally an adult. But like Carlton's daughter still needs help past 21. I'm sure my son is probably going to still need my help at 18. And I need to be in a position to help him because I already know what I'm working with, because I see what I'm working with right now. If you catch my drift. And if he needs to stay at home, I want him to stay at home without being like, where your rent on the first. I don't want to be a landlady. I don't want to be his mom landlord, his landlord mommy. Hell, even if my son finds a young lady, Lord, I don't know how he gonna do that with some of these chicks. But not all of them are bad, Kim. Don't buy into the lie. All right. I'm talking myself off the ledge. But I even pray about that right now. I pray for my son's future wife. Wherever she at, Lord. Let her mind be right. Let her not be listening to Lotto and Meg Thee Stallion, please. I pray for my son likewise. Don't be messing up nobody's daughter. Because I'm not with the you know what. You mess up with somebody's daughter, don't come over here smiling in my face tomorrow. Hey, Ma, get out my house. Because I didn't raise you like that. And I'm not going to co-sign the BS. That's what you. My point is this: when he finds a young lady, if they want to live in the house until and save up for the house, I want to not only be able to have like a back house or an apartment on the property, or there's no basements in the house in Savannah, really, but I want to be able to allow them to stay. Down payment on your house, son, you put $1 in, I put $2 in. Right? When they get married, I want to be able to gift them money, whatever they need. Not like, well, I had to struggle, you had to struggle too. Let's see how you do out here in this big bad world. No, absolutely not. When I looked at what my Spanish friend was able to do and how she was able to go to college and not work like me, not stress out like me. And I had to check her a few times because she'd be like, why you don't ever want to go out with us? I'd be like, girl, I'm broke. I'm working at Foot Locker and Brinks. You live with your parents. Can you please cut that off? Thank you so much. I pay for you, but I don't always want you paying for me. On a psychological level, that was messing with my head. But she just wanted me to come. She wasn't working. She had the support of her family. So she's like, come on, you're my friend. I'll pay for you. The main thing is the experience. And I thanked her for that. I thanked her family. I was actually at her family's house more than I was at my house because it was a family. And they provided for me with no, like, why this black girl always here? I went on trips with them, and to see how that Spanish community rallied around each other with all things. And it was so funny because when I was pregnant with my son, I was going to a Spanish church. It was like Iglesia de Monte Cristiano or something like that. I would go to a Spanish church every Thursday night at 7, mass all in Spanish. Here I am, this black pregnant girl by myself walking in a Spanish church. They thought I was Panamanian. But they welcomed me with open arms. They gave me a card and was like, blessings on your child, bendiciones a tu niño, tu bebé. And they asked me, what do you need? What is the point of my broadcast? My point today is I want y'all, if you see somebody in need, ask them, how can I help you? Within reason. And if they take advantage of it in a bad way, then you know, okay, this is not somebody that I can work with, that I can do anything for. But if they don't, sometimes you could literally be, sometimes it's a matter of life and death. This was on the Shade Room, but it is a story that has stuck with me. Look at this. this girl was just call her Leah. I'm sorry, no disrespect. Leah 27 was in court over 18th, 2019. See, this didn't even make it to the news until years later. Wow, happening everywhere, y'all. She had this 334-pound electric bill, 638-pound gas bill, and rent arrears of $14.99. Wow, a young mother who was behind on her rent. 20 Miss Leah, 27 years old, had been taken over hand in hand with daughter who was wearing a little Dang, y'all. I've been rambling. I did not even know. Seeing what, oh my gosh. Y'all still here. All right. So, anyway, my whole point was, oh, I'm so blowed. Sorry, but I'm going to end this now because I'm going to try to jump my car and see if we can still make it. But my whole point, y'all, is don't ask people if they need help. Just help. If you're in a position to help, just help. Don't worry about what they're using it for or anything like that. Just help. I tell my son, if you see a young lady walking through the door, hold the door for her. Hold the door for her. I even asked him with his stepmother, do you hold the door for her like you hold the door for me? I ain't concerned about nobody else and what they teaching and what they not teaching, but hold the door for her. And if you hold the door for somebody's son and the young lady doesn't say thank you, don't you stop holding the door for women. That she is not representative of all women. But now if you see that same heifer again, like say it's somebody at your school, right? If it's a little girl in your class and you hold the door for her and she don't say thank you, shoot, let that thing hit her next time. You ain't got to be you ain't nobody's welcome mat. Nobody's doormat. Don't keep holding the same door for the same heifer, knowing she no good now. Because you don't owe nobody anything. But at the same time, extend grace to people. And whenever a man or a young boy holds the door for me, I don't just walk through it and be like, thank you. No, I always make it a point to stop, look them in the eye and say, thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. My tone is going to say it. My words are going to say it. The time that I take to look you in the eye, and I appreciate too when it's a couple and the man holds the door for his lady and will still hold the door for me and my son. I always look at both of them and say, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, because I'm no threat to that woman. I'm not trying to get your man while we walk into Ruby Tuesday. Nah. But I appreciate him for holding the door, and I appreciate you, ma'am, for not being intimidated. I don't say all that, but I'm just saying. And likewise, y'all, just like this young lady who had that issue with the bill, if you see a single parent, male or female, y'all, everything that glitters is not gold. You do not know a person's situation. You might think they're fine and they are drowning. They are suffocating. They are literally fighting to not pray, to not wake up. That's why when I see certain things on social media, y'all know if I'm your Facebook friend, forget a damn hug emoji. Forget some prayer hands in the comment section talking about praying, keep your head up. No, I'm calling you. I'm getting in your inbox like, hey, what's going on? Do you need to call me? What I saw a post I didn't like, because if something happens and that person expires, that person does not live to see another day, and then you found out that they did what this young lady did, and they on their own free will decided to unalive themselves, then you'll be saying, why didn't ask nobody for help? They did it in that post that you put the damn praying hands emoji on. They've been asking for help for months. Yeah, the friends you used to hang out with, and now all of a sudden they radio silent, and you like, we used to hang out. Now she too good. She ain't even talking. She don't pick up my phone calls. She might be fighting for her sanity. You go over to your friend's house and her house is nasty. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Girl, are you all right? Because y'all do know that's a form of depression, right? Uncleanliness. You can't even think straight. You can't even make good decisions when you're depressed. A lot of time, every single waking moment is just spent with you trying to want to live and not tap out. So no, you ain't thinking about cleanliness. No, you ain't thinking about waking up on time. No, you ain't thinking about not looking like a homeless person. You are just fighting minute by minute to stay alive, to want to find the will to want to stay alive, to find a reason to want to stay alive. So if you see somebody like that, don't go to their house. You see how nasty her house is? No. Go over there and help her clean. Kim, I don't have time to help her clean. Great. Tell her, say, you know what, girl? I'm a hire a cleaning crew for you. Or me and my kids gonna come over here and help you clean. Or I'm gonna hire a cleaning crew. Go on Groupon. Go get one of these specials, y'all. Sometimes the first time it ain't much of nothing to get a cleaning crew to come out to somebody's house. You do those things. You see somebody getting a divorce, don't say, if you need me, let me know. No. Say, hey, I know so-and-so who has a truck. You don't have to pay for a U-Haul if you don't want to. You need some guys. You need me to rally my big brother and get his friends and where are the villages? Church folk don't help out like they used to. Neighbors, you don't even know your neighbors. You don't know the teachers at the school. I remember when I was coming up, my mom volunteered at our private school to keep us in private school. And it was one of the best things for my childhood because I had teachers that truly cared. I had teachers that would stay with me after school until my mom got there because she was a single mom. I had teachers, one of my 8th grade teachers bought me my like middle school ring, and she lived on the beach, and she would take me to the beach, to her beach house. And another one of my teachers would have sleepovers at her house, and all of us from the school would go to her house and just have a grand old time. There's nothing like that anymore. And I'm not even sure if I want it because nowadays people crazy. So no, even if I had a male neighbor, he can't just come to me and say, hey, I'll take your son for the day. No, you won't, because I don't know you. But if you said, hey, I'll take your son to the batting cage, and why don't me and your son why don't all 3 of us go to the batting cage? Or with let's say I had a married couple that stayed next to me, and then that couple said, right, hey, let's all of us go to the batting cage. We'll pay for your son. And you could, hey, let's all go and make a day of it. Absolutely. Because now I can go and make sure my son is safe because I don't know y'all like that yet. I'll bring my work. I'll be quiet. I'll do my work. And the wife can come to make sure I ain't hitting on her man. Because the last thing I want is to hit on anybody's man. I just would like some healthy male influences in my son's life. Right now, all of my male friends don't even live in Savannah. All my male friends who could help me don't even live in Savannah. So like I said, the closest thing I had to that was his karate teacher. But I don't feel right going up there asking him for help with discipline, and I'm not a student no more. Boy. All right, I gotta wrap this up, and hopefully I have enough charts said. I'm sorry, y'all, that I went radio silent for a minute. Kiana said, you are preaching. Thank you, sis. This was just on my mind. Like I said, I literally sometimes I think about this young lady multiple times a day. And even right now, like, it makes me almost cry because if you don't know somebody like this, you just don't know enough people. And I guarantee you, all of y'all know somebody like this. You just don't know somebody like this. And I tell money because if you, like, say, for example, you might be thinking, oh, I'm gonna give so-and-so a gift card to Walmart. I'm gonna give food is important, but you don't know, she might be on food stamps. So she might already have provision for food, but she needs gas. Like, her tank is on E. So you put $20 on a gift card for her to go get groceries when she already has food stamps. Not saying she's being ungrateful, but cash spends everywhere. Because now you done gave her a gift card for her to go get food, even though she already has food stamps to go get food, but she ain't got no gas to go to the store to get the food. But cash spends everywhere. Funny. You funny.
I'm
What
funny.
did my friend Kiana down here say too? She said, dang it. Okay, I'll just have you here. Kiana said, life has really changed. People are out here trying to survive day to day and keeping their head down. Yep, absolutely. That is so true. So yeah. And then I don't know what is going on. Okay, not sure what's going on. But yeah, so be livable sent a heart. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, everything that glitters is not gold, y'all. And you do not know what is going on with a person. But if you do know, help them. If you see somebody going through a divorce, that is emotionally draining and financially draining and physically draining for most people. Don't ask them if they need help. Say, hey, girl, be ready Tuesday at 7. We're going to Palm Breeze. I got you. And if they don't feel like going out, say, hey, girl, I'm coming by your house. I don't care if you don't say a word. You can just cry on my shoulder. And if they say, no, I want to be alone, chances are they lying. You still might, and this might sound crazy, but I'm telling you, you might need to drive to their house and just be like, hey, I'm in the parking lot. If you look downstairs, I'm going to flash my lights just so that you know you are not alone. Whatever. Come back and say, thank you so much. You literally saved my life. But don't talk about it, be about it. Because people are literally out here. And I'm not even going to get into I remember when this story came out, some people said, but why did she do that to the baby? Why did she just didn't give him to the father? And the father is around. That's probably how she got in this predicament in the first place, y'all. Do y'all think that beautiful young woman, if she felt like she could give the child to the father, do you think she would make the choice not to? Chances are she could not. Or why she didn't put the child up for adoption? Girl, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. But I was fortunate enough that my mom exposed me to all types of people: black, white, young, old, rich, poor. Even exposed me to orphans. I remember one summer when me, my sister, and my brother, my mom would put us in different camps every single summer. We went to Blackshear basketball camp. That was the mom. And then one year we went to St. Mary's orphanage camp. And it was literally an orphanage that had a camp. So think about how crazy this is. It's a little bit crazy when I think about it now. You have orphans who stay there and they see kids who have a mom and a dad, or a mom or a dad, and these kids come from their homes to be at camp with orphans. And then at the end of the day, they go back with their parents and the orphans have to see that. A little bit strange. But you know what? I thank my mom for that experience, because I remember going to that camp and doing activities, but all day long I would talk to those kids, and some of them were as young as 7, 8 years old. Others of them were 17 years old. I remember this one white boy who I spoke to, and he was about to age out of the system. And you seeing different kids come and they're bringing the stuff in trash bags, and then you're seeing kids leave and they're leaving with their stuff in trash bags, and you're thinking, oh my God, there's a whole nother world out here that I know nothing about. My mom is a single mom and she's quote unquote struggling, but not like this. My existence is not like this. And I'm so happy my mom gave me that experience, because the system ain't what you just dropping a kid off at an orphanage. It's not always the best outcome either. It depends on the orphanage. It depends on a lot of things. It just depends. Most of y'all are talking about these kids nowadays. You don't have a job where you even interact with the kids nowadays. But when I was working in education in DeKalb County in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was seeing kids being made fun of because kids were like, oh, what kind of clothes you got on? And then I found out the boy was homeless, literally homeless, and didn't want anybody in the class to know. Do you know how many kids are homeless? Do you know how many kids are in the system? Do you know how many kids are with a single parent who's on a disability and they're literally working a part-time job, not for fun, but to pay the bills? to pay the bills, like bills. But y'all got so much to say about the youth, and you and your comfy, cushy job not doing anything. You don't know anything about these youth you talking about. So my point is, if you are in position to be of assistance to somebody, please do it. To just do. And if they're a bad person and they don't appreciate your assistance, then leave them be. But chances are, I'm almost 100% sure that the people that are under the sound of my voice right now, you're going to save somebody's life and you don't even know it. You might not find out till years later, but you're going to save somebody's life. In this case, it would have been 2 lives. And when I get my ish together, like how I want it, because you can't be of no help to somebody. A lot of times you can't be of help to nobody unless you can help yourself. So when I get my stuff together, that is what I want. Single parents who are really, really trying their hardest and need some help. And I want to partner them with people that can help them, because there are really good people that are willing to help. So anyway, guys, I just I'm going to see if I have enough charge to get to where I want to take, so he can have some type of interaction today. And I will talk to y'all later. I thank y'all for being nice to me. Y'all don't even know how many times many of you helped me. You don't even know. And I gotta block out the bad on the internet and just focus on the good, and letting God use me as a tool to service people. And that's how I'm gonna get my things back on track. Because when I was doing that and I was putting y'all first and I was cutting videos despite how I felt, things were going for me a lot better than when I started dancing with the devil and let him play with those few inches in between my ears. I was losing on the battlefield of the mind, and everything got behind. So it will be back. And in the meantime, in between time, I want y'all to live out loud in the real world, and don't talk about these kids, and don't turn a blind eye to somebody you see in need. Bye. Yeah, my internet acted up. I think it's because it's